SAMP, home. At least it was before Calsor fucked everything up. SAMP is old and SAMP is dying and it's losing players. Calsor, the lead developer of SAMP or the creator of SAMP, has left it to die. There's not going to be any more updates for SAMP. SAMP version 0.3.8, which was supposed to release after 0.3.7, which was the last major update for SAMP, is never going to come out. If you guys don't remember, it actually ended up becoming 0.3.dl, which is the version that a lot of servers like LSRP use to have the downloadable content feature. Yeah, he ended up like making it its separate branch and just completely abandoning development of SAMP. This is where GTA Underground multiplayer comes in. Some of you have heard of GTA Underground, some of you haven't, and I'm here to explain to you why I believe SAMP players should migrate to UGMP. Now, before I talk about GTA Underground or UGMP, I want to quickly touch on OpenMP, which is basically the continuation of SAMP, and it actually has merged with the SAMP Discord. I'm sure you've seen it. Basically, it's supposed to be built from the ground up from C++. However, it's backwards with Pawn code, which if you don't know what that is, that's the scripting language that is used to make game modes in SAMP. So theoretically, if LSRP wanted to move over to OpenMP, they just have to click and drag their game mode over to the new OpenMP server. And obviously this is a very important feature because it allows server owners to easily adapt their game mode to the new client with no headache. However, GTA Underground also has backwards compatibility with SAMP scripts, and it's an easy click and drag as the same. However, it adds way more content than OpenMP, and I'm here to talk to you guys about that today and why this is the future of SAMP. So right now I'm on the GTA Underground website. I'll have the link in the description of this video. I'm here to just basically talk about what it is. So if you've never heard of GTA Underground, I'm going to break it down for you guys. Essentially, it adds all the 3D era maps. So if you don't know what that is, the 3D era includes San Andreas, Vice City, Liberty City, and it also includes Manhunt 1, Manhunt 2, Bully, Scholarship Edition. All these cities exist on one map, and this is basically done using a limit adjuster, which allows basically almost unlimited new content to be added to San Andreas. Along with that, it adds over 300 new weapons from all the games, including custom ones. So there's so many new weapons. Also a ton of new vehicles. It includes all the vehicles from the 3D era, Vice City, Liberty City, that's GTA 3, and they're all San Andreas styled, so they're not completely, you know, it all blends together quite well. And this is all added in GTA Underground, and that's just the mod itself. It adds a ton of things, just tons of new assets, new interiors, but also it adds multiplayer. That's the most important thing for SAMP users. Now, I'm going to just basically break down just how much that's been added through GTA Underground and GTA Underground multiplayer. Now, you can go on this website. I'll have the link in the description, obviously, but we'll check it out. We'll check out the documentation for UGMP. Here we can look at all different type of sections. We have the native section. This is for the server developers that want to include the new natives that are added through UGMP. There's a vehicle previewer. There's all the animations. There's tons of animations added, and they're specifically tailored for server owners. So there is animations for roleplay. There's animations for cops and robbers. Basically anything you can think of, they added in this new version of SAMP. Okay, obviously a list of vehicles. You can actually look at all the vehicles. Skin IDs, so basically for role-playing servers, there's so many new skins and possibilities for people to use in-game. Like I said, the list of weapons. They even added new weather effects, which is also very interesting. Here's a guide section, which is basically useful for SAMP server owners that want to transfer over or migrate over. Now, I want to say one thing about migrating over from SAMP to UGMP that is slightly different from the way SAMP does it. The way SAMP, the way UGMP works is that there's a whitelist system. So I will actually show you the whitelist system if I can find it. I will show that later, but basically there's a whitelist that it's like an application system. So if a server wants to create if they want to be whitelisted on the master list, they have to submit an application. So there's not a bunch of like trash quality roleplay, and there's a standard for the servers added to UGMP. Right, so here's more information on applying for the whitelist on GTA Underground. As you can see, these are the requirements. Your server must be unique, not using a game mode that's publicly available, so there's not like a bunch of clones of like NGRP like how there is on SAMP. It has to have a solid and active player base. The server is expected to be moderated properly. If the servers are too similar that are already on the whitelist, then you'll be rejected. Basically, they're just doing this to filter out newbie or shittily put together servers. I think this is really interesting, and it allows people to take it more seriously and give players a more quality over quantity sort of approach. And I think this is really needed for SAMP. So I clicked the animations page, and you can see here, you get to see the list of all the animations and what they're called. As you can see, they have different kind of dances, different kinds of, well, look at this, holding a baby, bike tricks, just 35 pages of this. It's insane. These are all, look at this, like, just read these names. It's a ton of animations. Some of them are actually from San Andreas' campaign. Some of them are completely custom as far as I believe. I'm not entirely sure about that, but there is definitely custom animations that some of you have never seen before that could be added to any RP server, any type of server you want to create. Here we have the vehicle preview. I'll go ahead and show you guys that. And this is extremely awesome because it actually has a 3D viewer. So if you guys want to come check out this website, you can actually look at any model of vehicle, and it's a huge list. Like, it's just huge. And if you look at the I guess the prefix, the like CM, Admiral, CC, these are the city that they're from. So LCS, or the game they're from. So LCS would be Liberty City Stories. So we'll look at the Liberty City Stories Karama, and it'll load in. Boom. You see, it literally is a 3D model of what it looks like in game, and you can change the color. Oh, actually, you could change both sides. You could change the primary, the secondary. You know, it's just, it's awesome. Like, it's pretty sick. So this is just the website, okay? So you can get a good look at all the things that are added. LCS Pizza Boy, you know, all these new vehicles that are going to be added in the UGMP, or they're already in UGMP, rather. There's even different ambulances for the different cities. So Vice City ambulance. So yeah, like I said, you can just have fun going through all these. There's tons of vehicles you can check out. Yeah, some of them are custom, I believe. Like, oh, that's a custom Hydra. Oh, that's actually the Golden Hydra. Let's see what else we could find. I'll show you my favorite car if I could find it. The Count Cash, you know what I'm saying? That good Vice City, basically. The Lamborghini from Vice City. You guys all know this. But let's go back to the documentation section. Let's check out more things. The weapons, the huge list of weapons that are added. Look, 15 pages of new weapons. There's no 3D model viewer for this. There may be in the future, but I will put up a screen of the custom guns, as well as links to the videos. The skin IDs, here we'll show you the list of skin IDs that are added. It's just in 69 pages of new skin IDs. It's just insane. So much new content added. Here, what else is there? List of interiors, the weather IDs, list of car components. It's just insane. Text draw sprites. It's just insane. It's so much content here. Oh, there's also UGMP exclusive models. So if you want to look, these are custom modeled, just models that you can use. It's similar to SAMP objects. Look at this. It's a gun in a Bible. Like, all these new things that are added. Now, one thing that's extremely exciting about UGMP is that they're not just going to stop here. They actually have plans in the future for adding a downloadable content feature similar to SAMP.0.3.dl. So what that means is that essentially, just like how SAMP is set up now with the 0.3.dl, you will be able to add a download feature to your server. So if you want to add custom content, you can still do that. Now, what's also even more interesting about UGMP is that there's actually a custom launcher. So it's like a whole new game, essentially. But it's just so many resources. Oh, fighting style. I don't even know about this. Fighting styles. Oh, yeah, we already know about this. But yeah, like it's huge, and I think that you guys will love to play on a server with this type of new content added to it. You could play UG right now. You can play GTA Underground right now. It's single player only, but the multiplayer client is on its way out. I mean, it's, as far as I know, it's mostly done. I think the launcher needs to be cleaned up as of right now, but it's an incredible mod. I can actually check out the, there's a video section here. We can just watch these videos live actually. Let's see. Yeah, so here's custom weapons. In this video they were showing off that there's different kind of weapon stats like fire rate, such and such, but there's just tons of content on UG. It's just not super popular in the SAMP community, and I just want to encourage LSRP players, all types of RP people, to come over and check out GTA Underground, because this is the future of SAMP. No hate to OpenMP, but I mean, they're not adding any new content, and basically what they've done isn't much in compared to what GTA Underground has added. So I just think if you're a fan of SAMP, spread the word out. Let's get the word out there about GTA Underground. Now, you can also support GTA Underground on Patreon, and I would highly recommend you support them. They do this for free. They don't make any money, so it'll be really helpful to Danny, which is the lead developer of Underground. There's a Discord you can join, and you can just stay in tune, and there's constantly updates pouring out. There's not a huge team, but there's a sizable team that are working on models, mapping, all these things. Underground is a work in progress. It's still on its way out to a full release, but as of right now, there's been so much done. It's a 5-year project. I just think that everybody should jump on this bandwagon and get the word out, because when GTA Underground multiplayer comes out, I mean, it's gonna be awesome. As far as I know, I don't know if you guys ever heard of Los Santos Cop Chase. It's a server that's on SAMP right now. I think they actually have already applied for GTA Underground. So there's already some servers that have applied to the whitelist program, and I suggest you guys check that out. I'll have all the resources down in the description. All right, one thing I want to make clear really quick too is that I'm not expecting servers like LSRP to migrate over and then suddenly take in 3 whole different cities, or use all the guns, or use all the skins, or use all these things that are going to be in or available at UGMP. I'm just saying you can use some of the assets, such as the weapons. You can use some of the cars. You can use some of the skins. And most importantly, things like the animations. You can use the vehicle color system, which, if you guys didn't know, is actually different in UGMP. It doesn't use the usual SAMP ID color ID system. It actually uses RGB, so you're actually able to get way more colors than you were before, just like on GTA 5. But yeah, like I said, LSRP, you know, technically roleplay is unlimited, you know, as long as you're creative enough. But with these new things, it's almost like a DLC and an expansion pack. Now, when it comes to servers like LSRP, there is a caveat, and that is that there is no download system yet in place for UGMP. Like, there is no like, you can't add a custom model to your server yet. This is actually a planned feature. It's been said in the Discord a couple times. It's not going to be in this initial release, but in the future it will be there. So yeah, I just want to get that clear. You know, when it comes to servers like LSRP and such, I think you have to be careful with it and realize that, you know, what I'm proposing isn't going to be like every server. It's not going to apply to them. But for servers like, you know, Koki's DM, Los Santos Cop Chase, or even a whole new idea for a server, all these available things and new additions are extremely useful and will just give SAMP a whole new flavor and coat of paint that I think is just basically needed. And like I said, LSRP, you know, it might not migrate instantly. They might have to wait for the next version of UGMP. There is a download feature so they can transfer over the custom mapping that LSRP has added, as well as the custom skins that LSRP has added. But in combination, it'll make the server a lot better. Alright, if you guys made it to the end, I appreciate the listen, and yeah, I really hope to see you guys on GTA Underground when it finally releases the multiplayer client. I'll be updating you guys, I'll be making YouTube videos on it, and maybe one day I'll make my own server, we'll see. But I just hope you guys are willing to try this out. I know this is a whole new client, this is a whole new system, and most people are weirded out by that and moving over from SAMP, but I feel like SAMP is on its last legs, and like, if you do care about SAMP and you do find RP interesting, you do find the shooting mechanics of San Andreas interesting, and you want to continue making skin mods, continue just the SAMP like traditional way we play this game, and just a whole new format with all new content and the potential of just growing way further than anything that we've ever seen before, then please check it out. Like I said, Discord in the description for GTA Underground. That'll be it. My Discord will be in the description too if you want to hit me up and talk later.